Hey, Jer.
Hey, Paul.
I cannot wait to talk about stuff with you.
Here I am right across from you, and I can't wait to talk to you.
I really hope other people listen too.
May as well, because if they don't, we just wasted time.
Well, hello again. Here we are in my basement, episode 46, Paulie and Jer podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
sorry.
awesome. Thanks for being here.
Woke up late. I'm tired. I look like an idiot.
Tired. Well, you know, that's what happens when your alarm doesn't go off when you want it to.
Right.
Annoying as fuck.
And there's nothing to get up for.
Right. Other than this.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm just kidding.
Big day. Big
day. Yeah. Least are playing later, so that's
Yeah, well, I got the hat on.
added something
see,
to
see
my
the
life.
hat, of course, okay. And maybe we'll start with that. I'm honestly, dude, like obviously because of my work I'm super into it, but I'm so happy that sports are back. Like I can't even explain to you. Like beginning in August, you know, basketball. Even though I know you probably don't follow basketball as much, but you know, basketball's back, baseball's back, hockey's back, Leafs are back, Raptors are back, Jays are back. It's just like this avalanche of sports all at one time. You know, like oh god, it's feels good. It almost brings back a bit of normalcy to I don't know, your everyday kind of life to a degree. Because I mean, at the same, because like I don't know, I know that you follow the Leafs just as much as I do, and so to know that like
obsessively
exactly, but to know that like there's a Leafs game on every other day now, it's like fucking euphoric.
Yeah,
you know, like
at least for the near future,
for the time being.
Let's hope that that continues. That's the other part of the equation.
Yeah, game three tonight. Actually, I mean, by the time some people listen to this, it probably won't be tonight. But series is tied 1-1. I think if they play the exact same way they played in game 2, we'll be good, and then we'll move on. And not move on to game 4.
Right.
Honestly.
What I thought was unfair, but it's so easy to take a piss on the Leafs. It's so easy. I mean, I'm probably a little too loud now, right?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
keep going.
So easy to piss on the Leafs, and I just knew in game 1, I'm like, if we lose this thing, this is gonna be a goddamn shit show from every direction of people who don't like the Leafs. I follow a lot of Leaf pages and stuff. It's just gonna be hate flying at all angles, and I just wanted to I'm reading the comments, and I was kind of like, and it was making me laugh, but like calling out Freddie Anderson. Let's talk about Freddie Anderson for a second.
Okay.
He's let in 1 goal in 2 games.
Right.
Shutout last game.
Yeah.
No problem.
So what's
first
the problem?
game he let in 1 goal, and it was a flub.
It was.
But it was still 1 goal.
Right.
And everyone's going on about how this goaltender over there is, outperforming him and all this crap. Like,
okay.
They scored an empty netter.
Yeah.
So when it was 2-0 in that first game, like he let in 1 goal. He wasn't there for the second. And then the third, he was unbelievable when he had to be, although the Leafs really tilted the ice in that second game.
Yeah.
Which is how I thought the games were all going to be. That's how it should be looking. That's what they got to do. Which was really interesting. And they still had a little bit of... They were just on the puck at all times, really trying hard and never giving it up. They weren't trying to hit everybody, because they can't do that.
Not playing their game like you say.
Yeah. They just they always seem to adapt in the playoffs to show like we can do playoff hockey. We just adapt to our and then become who their opposition is. That's the only way they play. And then Leafs are trying to all of a sudden become this different team now for the playoffs. It's like, well, no, just stick to what you were doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, obviously tighten up and don't just keep letting anyone have a breakaway. But
yeah.
But what I was going to say too was the Jake Muzzin situation.
Oh man, what a weird thing that was, eh? Really
I still don't quite understand. It didn't look crazy. I'm wondering, like, was it something else that we just missed? And it was really weird because there's no audience either. So when, like, the fake crowd sound was off and it was just, like, disgustingly quiet in there. And that was a really awkward couple of minutes. Like, what a way to take the air out of the sails there for that game. Like, everyone was just,
literally brings into perspective how empty the arena is, when you take away the arena sound and stuff like that. The injury was strange, simply because, like, when it did happen, you just assumed, oh, it was just a harmless collision,
he fell over,
nothing more, and then when he sat up and then not fell backwards, but then went back down onto the ice, and you kind of think, okay, what the heck is wrong with him? Like, you watch the replay over and over again. Pierre-Luc Dubois, definitely cross-checks him, and then he kind of falls over, and then almost kind of like, I don't know, people say that he tripped him, but it doesn't really, the stick was there, but I just think his forward momentum led him into the other player,
didn't seem
whatever
like
his name was.
At that point.
And then it does look like his head kind of hits the back of the other player's knee there, the Columbus player's knee, and his neck does look to go in a weird way. But again, it doesn't look as it looks harmless at first. So, but then I'm reading reports that apparently he was telling the doctors that he couldn't feel his arms and his legs for the time that he was lying on the ice. He could move them, but he couldn't feel them. So, which is strange.
That is very weird.
So they obviously took the right precautions to stretcher him, and then take him to the hospital. But within the afternoon, within the evening, he was out of the hospital. So,
but now the whole bubble and how it is, like, he can't play in the series anymore.
Right. So he's out for the remainder of the Columbus series, which is obviously a huge hit for the Leafs defensive core.
He was all over it.
Yeah.
In that game. So.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how obviously Marty Marincin slots in. Where he slots in would be an interesting development.
I think they moved Dermott up.
That would make sense.
Dermott's with Hall, and then it's going to be Marincin and
Tyson Barrie.
I forgot. Tyson Barrie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, they always played well together, those two.
Yeah. Yeah. Marty's got the similar things with, like, the reach and the size, and he'll probably be in on the penalty kill and things like that. So he obviously doesn't have the skill that I think Muzzin has. But I mean, what else you got?
Or the beard.
Or the beard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So looking forward to the game tonight, and we'll see how that goes. You got to give credit to the Columbus Blue Jackets and their defensive prowess. Werenski and damn it, what's his name? Oh my God, Seth Jones. Thank you. Unbelievable defensive
They're a really tough
and
defensive.
They've been shutting it down. And honestly, man, it's funny. It reminds me of, I don't remember what year, but it reminds me of the New York Rangers team that Tortorella coached all the way to the Stanley Cup final. They just throw their bodies in front of pucks. Like I want to look up the stats for how many blocked shots the Columbus Blue Jackets have, because I feel like every time we take a shot from the point, it's like two guys converge into the lane to like block
fighting
it.
Over who gets to get hit by the puck.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what it is constantly. Because especially in game one, it just felt like we were shooting, just the pucks were not bouncing. They were ricocheting, they were deflecting, all in the wrong directions. And then even in the beginning of game two, you're so many bounces that just weren't going our way. It was just like off the shin, off the foot. Like, oh, the players blocked it. Oh, it's just like, fuck. Like, how many chances do you need? And mind you, we had 50 shot attempts by the end of the second period, so it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, it was an absolute shooting gallery.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and I was saying, we were texting back and forth watching the game or whatever, and I was like, I'm alone now because the neighbors moved out upstairs and Katie was at work, and so I just was alone at the house, so I turned it up as loud as possible to make it the arena, and then I was so into it, right? I'm like, fuck it, I might. And I was getting so mad when it's 0-0 for that long, right? Again. And we're just like, in my opinion, I thought we were just all over it in every regard. That Columbus didn't even know what the hell. Like, they were still in the way of pucks, but that was where it ended for them. They didn't do anything else. They couldn't.
No.
And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is relentless. And then, like you said, it's just like every puck. And like, I was like, are you fuck? Every time I'm like, fuck. I was like literally like sweating. I was like tearing up at one point. Like, I was like, I cannot believe it. And then when Matthews finally scored, oh my, it was like
it's a nice tip
weight
too.
lifted. And then Tavares looked real good on that. Tavares was a goddamn force.
Yeah, he had
he had 8 shots.
He had a great game. Yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with. And he made some really good defensive plays too, which is big.
Marner needs to show up though. I haven't seen, but I mean, fair. It's been 2 games, but
it's just been.
I like Marner and Matthews together.
Yeah,
I do think that helped.
Yeah, it's a good line.
And I feel like there'll be more of a factor tonight. I think. I don't know. I mean, Marner's good. I mean, Marner's Marner. He's good with everyone usually. He's just a bit off right now. That's all.
I agree.
But I think that was the right call, and I was wondering how long it was going to take before they moved him with Matthews again. Because I mean, Tavares, I think he makes Nylander better. Tavares, I think there's a different quality there that Tavares has that maybe Matthews doesn't.
I would agree.
I don't know. It just seems like Nylander seems like he's a little more responsible because he's now playing with the captain or something. You know, I don't know. There's something there that he's with an older presence. Like, he's not trying to be flashy and shit. Where with Matthews, it's who can be flashier looking. You know what I mean? And they're just like younger and, you know, I don't know. I feel like there's a little more of a competition between them, even though they work well together. I just feel it's more like you're going to work when he's on Tavares' line as opposed to having fun with his friend. You know? I don't know.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
And Mitch and Marner and Matthews are just so close as friends. I think it doesn't really, like, I feel like a few years from now they'll be like the Sedin twins. You know what I mean? Like, not even looking where the other guy is and just know he's there, type of shit. So and I think that's a really good dynamic they should build on. And just Tavares, you know, being the captain and everything, he just kind of makes everyone like, okay.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that makes others better for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I guess are they the second line or first line?
Who?
Tavares is like
second line.
So I mean,
Matthews
a little bit easier competition.
Yeah,
too, which will also help him. I mean, the top 6 of any team really is a tough go.
Anyways, for sure.
So,
yeah, I agree. One more thing, and then maybe we'll move on. But how will you? Obviously, you've been watching, but have you been watching like Nick Robertson, like the guy on the third line? He's kind of fun to watch, in that he was
really
on the second. Oh my god, he's on the second power play, and I feel like he took like 6 shots back to back. Oh, that's okay.
And how bad did Kerfoot?
Right. So there's that one timer chance, and he's just like slamming his stick on the ice, and
he's like,
Robertson's just like shoots the puck again. Yeah.
He's got a hell of a release, though. I didn't realize it's like he's whipping that fucking
he can
puck.
Really shoot. So
it seems
so
like
you can understand why he would continue to shoot it, but
I think he really just wants to score a goal, and I feel like if he did, then he'd pass the puck more. But right now, he is. I need to score to stay in the line to be relevant. I don't know. I think he really wants to stand out, and I think he would even if he just passed and it was a goal. Like I mean, but I think he just really wants to score.
It's obvious. Yeah, fuck.
It was hilarious. I'm like, oh, he's not gonna pass that puck. Oh my god! I'm like, look at how open curve. Oh, he's slamming the stick now. Like, dude. I'm like, oh, he's taking another shot from that angle. Okay. I was impressed because of just, I don't know, he's on it though when he's out there. Like
it's a good line. It's a good third line.
I like it.
It's good.
It's a really good
lots
line.
of speed and Kerfoot seemed, for me, I feel like Kerfoot has an extra jump too for some reason. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if that's because of Robertson or Kapanen, but it seems like they're a little line, but they seem really good, and they've been putting them up against. They've been trying to match them up with Jones and Werenski to try and get them off of the Matthews line, to open up some offense, and I think they've met them shift for shift. So it's been good. It's been really good.
Yeah.
So
I like I will say, I never thought I'd say this in my life. I would have liked to see the fourth line out there a bit more, a tad bit more. Just that very first shift, I almost spilled my drink when Clifford, like the very first shift,
crushed.
He absolutely destroyed that guy. I'm like, oh
did.
my god, we never see that type of plays.
It was a borderline charging, but
it was. That's what I thought, and it seemed a little high too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he connected.
It's a good hit. It was a good hit, regardless.
But still, that got him going.
Probably sets the tone for sure.
Just inject a few of those shifts. That's all they're there for. I get it. And it was just nice. I don't know. I feel like Clifford's there. And I know what we're doing, but I just like to see that hit thrown out. And if he's not going to get penalties too, that's an absolute. That's a bonus. We don't have anyone who hits anymore.
Yeah.
Period.
And I mean, technically,
and now we don't have Muzzin either, so it's like
if there was
we
ever
have
anyone,
no physical element.
Yeah,
right now,
true.
so.
If there was ever anyone to get into a fight, it would be Clifford as well. So it's probably good to have him in the lineup just as a kind of a safety net to a degree in terms of the edge that he brings, and yeah, he would definitely stand up for any player if there was a situation that presented that.
Yeah.
So anyway, looking forward to Game 3, and we'll see how that goes.
Alrighty.
So I know I mentioned this in episode 45, last episode, but so I went to Algonquin on this canoe trip, and man, just when I thought that I was actually kind of decently in shape, holy shit! Like portaging is so hard, like the carrying all the gear and like lifting the canoes on your back and like walking through trails that are like pretty much only created based on the amount of people walking them, and the fucking bugs, dude. The mosquitoes were rampant, and they were sucked.
And that's the one reason I wouldn't.
And so yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying these are the things that made it tough. Once you get to the campsite, it was great. It was beautiful, actually. We had a great time. I had no cell service anywhere. So it's an opportunity to basically be like, don't need my phone because I can't use it. So I'm just going to put it in my bag. And I never looked at it the entire weekend. So it was great. And we had great weather, and yeah, it was the food's obviously like pretty basic. You know, you're eating oatmeal and like, what else did we have? Oh, dude, so good.
It's like I've never understood. Like, oh, oatmeal.
Oh, it's so good. What's wrong with people? I know, totally. It's so
Fuck
good.
up!
You add like brown sugar and cinnamon and like maybe some fruit. Like it's so good, man. Like people are nuts because oatmeal is so. Oh man, there's so many different things you can do with it too. It's not just brown sugar. It's so many other things. But anyway. We had pasta, and we had like sausages and stuff the one night. It was great. It was great, man. I'll go back again. I hope that we go back again next year. So,
Algonquin, yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. There was though one night. So there's two. We only were there for 2 nights, but the second night we were at this kind of what I would call a questionable campsite. It's one of those ones that just we went pretty far out into the bush. This portage. It took basically three portages to get to this one camping location. And so this, as I said, it was not well kept because the further out you go, the less chance you're going to have people who work for the park to go out there and like fix up the campgrounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're out there, and, this campsite's decent. It's in a swamp, but it was good. So we pitched our tents and everything, whatever. The whole day goes by, and then we go to sleep. And in the middle of the night, I'm awoken by, and as I said, we're near a swamp. I'm awoken by what sounds like large footsteps in the water. Okay, like
sweet.
Yeah. So what I'm talking like. if you took your foot and you stomped into the water, it would go ba-dumph, right? Like you'd make that silly noise, right? So that's what it sounded like, but like bigger than that. Like, and then every like couple seconds you'd hear it. So it'd be like ba-dumph, ba-dumph. So I'm like walking in the swamp, not that far away from our tent, mind you. Like I'm talking like not a turtle.
Oh no.
So not a turtle. So and these were big steps. Like I'm talking big steps. So I didn't wake Dana up, but she heard it. She did hear it, but I think she said she went right back to sleep. Anyway, I was wide awake. I was wide awake for this. And so I'm questioning, like, what the hell could this be? You know, you could hear it like walking through the high grass in the swamp. And mind you, the swamp is deep. Like it's not like a small animal could walk through this swamp. They would have to swim. So it would have to be a big animal. So the first two animals I'm thinking are bear or moose. There's deer in Algonquin, but again, it's a big swamp. And moose are known to walk through the swamp at night. But it was so quiet and it never came up onto the land. And then a couple minutes later, you heard no footsteps. And then what seemed like further away, and I don't know if this is the same animal, but further away, you could hear some kind of call. Like I don't even want to try to mimic it because I'm going to sound like a complete idiot if I do it. But it's but it was like a low rumble, like a low like trumpet, and then a high pitched squeal all at once. It was it was so strange, dude. Like I was like, what the fuck was that? Like I didn't wake Dane up, but I was like, what the fuck was that? Like now I'm wide eyed. I'm like, this is crazy. Like I don't know what's going on. And then that was it. And then I didn't hear anything after that. And then I managed to go to sleep. And then I woke up. I was woken again in the middle of the night because all of a sudden our tent. It was all of a sudden I could see light in the distance, like flickering light. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, so what the hell is this now? Like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden Dane's brother wakes up and my sister-in-law, they both wake up and she goes to him. She goes, the fire relit. The fire's relit. And I'm like, and I'm just sitting there silently because I can see the flame. I can see the fire kind of in the distance. Yeah. And he's like, what? He's like, I put that out. Like, what the heck is that? Like, I literally put it out. Anyway, so he had to get out and put more water on it and make sure that it was put out.
Oh, your
fireplace. Our fire pit.
Like,
yeah, the fire pit was relit. Yeah.
I thought so, like it was like a...
So it was just like this like combination of really weird things that took place that night. And I did some research when I got home and I researched I did like moose calls or whatever. and it was
I heard a sound that was kind of like trying to like describe it.
Yeah, like so I looked up like moose calls and then I looked up like black bear calls and like stuff like that. And it ended up being, well, based on what I looked up, it ended up being that it was probably a moose. So excuse me. So pretty crazy. Like I thought to myself, the first thing I thought to myself too when I heard it was like, fuck, like what if this thing starts walking around in the camp? What do we do then? Like these things are huge. Like it could easily trample our tent. It could easily, like, you know, depending on whether it was a male or female, like they're like 1.5 to 2 tons. Like they're fucking huge. So we're dead basically. If it gets angry and decides to trample the campsite, we are fucked. We don't have a gun. No one's got, like, we have bear spray. We have bear spray in case bears come around. But other than that, we got nothing. And I feel like bear spray might just piss off a moose. So, you know.
It just make it more angry.
Exactly. So anyway,
what is bear spray? Is it just like do you know what it like contains?
Well, so actually, pepper. It's basically like
a high end
mace.
Oh, like a pepper spray. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I thought there was some like thing in there that like specifically bears would hate or something. If it's a bear spray specifically, like can it be like don't use on other animals? Like I don't know.
So actually, I have another interesting story in that at the same camp. Oh my God, same camping trip, and it involves bear spray. So we're at the first campsite and we both, me and my brother-in-law, we noticed a bee's nest in the ground. because they do that apparently. And we saw this hole, and
Like
there's
all mud and crap,
like like in the mud, or like just this like little tiny hole, like maybe about that big, size of a loony or a toonie, and you could just see bees just coming out of it and flying around. So the first thought was, okay, we should mark it so that people know where it is, because I walked over it twice, didn't even know. And then so we're like, okay, we don't want the kids to get stung, so whatever. So Dane's brother puts a rock near it, but he doesn't necessarily just place the rock there. He kind of just chucks it there, and this rock isn't small.
Oh,
it's
no.
like this big. So he just huffs it there, and then it just kind of hits the ground. So the bees feel that, vibrations in the ground, so then they're freaking out. They're like, well, what the hell was that? So then they all start coming out and flying around, it gets worse. My youngest nephew gets stung, and then my brother-in-law gets stung in the hand. Probably not the smartest idea, tossing a rock.
Yeah.
But I understand what he was trying to do. So then we're thinking, okay, well, how can we deter them? How can we prevent them from coming out? How could we maybe kill them? So his idea was the bear spray. He thought, well, it's pretty highly potent, so if I spray it in the nest, maybe that'll kill them. Interesting idea. The campsite, mind you, is not very big, and we're all kind of standing in and around the vicinity that he's about to spray.
Yeah.
So two of my nephews and my sister-in-law were about to swim, and he's standing there with the mace, and he unloads it onto this thing. Like, he unloads it onto this hive. And I'm standing 5 feet away from him, okay? And it looks like it dissipates into the air. And I'm standing kind of near the water. And then all of a sudden, I take a deep breath. Like, I go like this. Dude, if that is only a small percentage of what that would do to a bear, holy God. Like, it took my breath away. It didn't smell like anything, but it like instantly like stung my nose, and I couldn't breathe. I was coughing. I was sneezing. It was like, oh my God, it was terrible. Like, I didn't get into my eyes.
Though, right?
Right. Well, I didn't get asthmatic, but I probably could have.
But like, I bet with a higher
dosage. Oh, for sure.
Dose.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, just the thought that, like, Jesus, like, I only smelt a bit of it that was dissipated into the air. Like, imagine if you got pepper sprayed or maced right in the face. Like, holy God. Like, crazy stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I guess it would have to be that strong. Why am I yawning? Sorry.
Well, you just got here. You just woke up, so.
I know. Well, I shouldn't be anymore.
Yeah.
I've been pretty good at getting up early and doing that other shit. Running and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, running.
Not today.
Not today.
I'm going to run.
After
no,
this.
I'm going to run, but I
run
just mean
after
like I like to just get it over with. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's super fun to me, but it's like, but in the early morning you're alone. It's a little more relaxed. You do your thing. It's colder.
That's
and
why
it's
I like
over.
it in the morning too.
Have an apple, do whatever, and it's real simple shit. And then you go home, you take a shower, and it's like, oh, good, I did that already.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like,
I feel the same way.
now I got to go do it. Still,
know,
and it's just like I feel like an ass, and it's
getting hotter.
I don't
it's
think
not too bad
be
today.
Too bad today, but
yeah. When the humidity factor is at an all-time high, it's definitely not. I ran at 4:00 in the afternoon the one day when it was so hot. I'm never doing that again. Like I felt, and I ran the exact same route that I do every morning, and it was different. It felt different. I was tired within 2 kilometers. I was dead, but I kept going. But it was a bad idea. Like, I walked more than I normally do, or at all. Like, that route I normally don't walk anymore. When I used to, but I don't. But then I go at 4, and it's so fucking humid. I can't catch my breath. I'm dying out there. I was like, I'm fucking dying out there. And yeah, I'm never doing it. I'm never doing it that time again. Because as you say, the morning's nice because it's cool. The weather is decent. There's less people around. It's
just
quieter.
An overall better time.
Way better experience. I totally agree. And if you're trying to at least enjoy it in some fashion, you kind of want less people to be around and kind of get into your own head and kind of just.
Because the other day when I ran like later than I've been trying to do it, more people out and about, obviously, and I'm just like, I sort of got on the same run. Okay, I only ran, I don't know, like 3.5 or something, like nothing insane, like around a block, around my area, or whatever. I passed about like 4 houses, people sitting on the porch, and every person I passed, go quicker.
What?
Like, jokingly,
Oh,
but the same joke was said 4 times by 4 different people in 4 different areas.
pick up the pace, bitch.
Yeah. Go quicker. And run.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, go quicker, son.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
what is... Fuck off.
You're entertainment
I don't
for all
want
these
anybody
people.
to see me. I just want to do it and go home.
Yeah,
God.
I totally agree. Yeah.
It was just weird. I'm like, and every time I saw someone, they're like looking at me and like a big smile on their face. I'm like, they're gonna say something and think it's real funny. And it's like, oh, I could run. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, I am. So.
I
It's like,
That's great.
idiots.
I've had a few encounters like that as well when I'm running, mainly staring. But I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't know what the hell's like so infatuatingly interesting with me running down the. I don't know. Anyway,
There was before we move on. There was one little thing that I did find funny. I was just running and all these people saying this shit, and then I passed this one house and they had, obviously they don't just have like a big porch or like a back patio or anything.
Yeah.
But they just brought what looked like their kitchen table, or to like their porch, which was basically the size of the kitchen table type of thing, just to sit outside.
Yeah.
And there's, so I'm running by and I look over and there's a kid who's sitting there, not to be me, but he was
He's a big boy.
and he was sitting at this, like the entire kitchen table on this porch, and he had, what is it? It wasn't cheesies, but something similar.
Like pork rinds or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
like a big ass bag, just eating it. Had no shirt on.
Oh my god.
Just, living the life. And he's just like, and like looking at me as I'm running by. You know what I mean? Just like,
You son of a bitch. Yeah.
like, fuck you. Like complete disgust.
Don't make me
Looking
feel
at
bad
me
about
like,
myself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's funny, dude. Oh my god.
Get the hell out of here.
I've only had like one encounter where someone like egged me on or like was like, "Go, buddy, go." And
I can't believe it.
yeah, oh my god, somebody running. I've never seen that before.
Was it Stewie?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was good actually. No, but like we were running, I was running trails at one point, which I stopped because it absolutely mangled my knees. But
What do you mean, like
just
like in the forest? And like...
yeah, there's a
like
place
actual,
in St. Catharines called Glenridge Quarry. And,
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
yeah, and that
Yeah, it's really nice.
that. But so I was running that, and I was running a trail, and there's this elderly man walking towards me, and I'm running, and I have music in my ears, so I can't, So I run by him, and as I get closer to him, he kind of just gives me one of these. And the funny thing was that I did a lap, and I passed him again, and he did the exact same thing. Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, run faster, please. But yeah, it was that's I've never had anyone kind of like cheer me on or
Four
whatever.
different people in 4 different areas. It was like, it just kept happening. It was almost like it became its own little show. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and it's like, and I'm struggling too. I mean, it's like I haven't ran.
I know.
For as long as I can remember, other than when we do like frisbee or when we're doing shit, which is very rarely these days, right? So it's like, that's my running.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, I've decided that I'm going to run every day. It's not nearly as easy as I thought, but it is getting easier. And I got to tell you, having an app on your phone and all that crap, I've never really...
To kind of like record your progress?
When there's nothing there to show that I did anything, I don't do it because no one will know. Now that I'm like, I got Kyle, all I need is, there's one person right now, unless you were to add, that sees what I'm doing, and it's like, and it just keeps me going.
Yeah.
And there's something there, and there's numbers, there's stats, there's a leaderboard, there's something, because I can, I did 5K today.
Sure you did.
Don't look any different. Like,
sure you did, buddy.
Yeah. No, I like it. It tracks it. You can see your route. You can see where I was going and
Mm-hmm.
the speed and things to improve on. Like, I like seeing that shit. And I never thought I gave a shit, but now I do.
The only reason why
interesting.
I started to do running and stuff is because of this. The reason I have my smartwatch or whatever, but it's a similar thing where I have to get a certain amount of points every week to reach a goal, basically. So this is actually something I'm doing through my life insurance, believe it or not. So it's called Manulife Vitality, and you do like a survey and stuff, and they interview you and all that stuff, and then they give you a watch which you pay for through the plan, and then you use the watch and the app on your phone like you would the one you've got, and it records your workouts. So you start a run on your watch, it records your run and then puts it into this app. And then you get points based on how much workout you do, and that is in the same way as you say, it records everything. I can look back on it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I did 5K yesterday. I got to do 5K today, and then I got to do 5K tomorrow, and that's going to get me my 90 points that I need this week to reach my goal. And then when I reach my goal, I get incentives like Amazon gift cards or more points towards my ultimate goal, things like that, which is pretty cool. And it kind of, as you say, it kind of gives you more incentive to go because you're recording it and you have it set in your phone. You have all this history, and you can also, as you say, compete against other people. So Dane has the same thing. So we kind of go back and forth. So I can see what she's doing, she can see what I'm doing. So yeah, it's awesome.
Similar to like a vision board and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like what seems stupid sometimes, I guess, right? Like, just if I can see it, I can, it's true. I feel like it's I'm surprised I did it more than one day. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm terrible when it comes to that stuff. I always I wait, I do it, and I try to go as hard as possible.
Yeah.
I injure, or I just really uncomfortable, and I'm like, man, that really sucked.
Yeah.
And then I just don't do it again.
Yeah.
No, I'm tracking, and I'm constantly looking at it and stuff. I'm like 2 kilometers to it. I'm like, that's enough when you're just starting, and I'll get better tomorrow. I'll increase the pace. Let's try to get 2 kilometers just running.
Yep.
And not walking.
Yep.
In between, because that's what's happening. Right?
For sure.
Once I get there, okay, I can do that consistently now. Now let's go to 3. Let's go to 4. Let's go to 5. Instead of just, I'm doing 5K today, and I haven't ran in 15 years.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
And it's
bad for you. Well, it's not bad for you, but it definitely hinders your ability to improve.
That's what I mean. And I'm like,
kill yourself.
What am I doing here? And then the whole diet thing. I mean, that's
it's a big thing too. Big part of it.
Massive for me.
For sure,
I've been eating garbage for a long time, ever since I moved out, for the most part. Like,
yeah. And
then it's gotten worse with the whole pandemic thing. And then I'm like, I didn't want to go in stores. I didn't want to do this. So then it was like just drive-throughs.
Mm-hmm.
And then ice caps. I talked about this. I don't know if we talked about the podcast. Became an obsession.
Yeah.
Do
2 a day, you're saying? Before.
Yeah, 1 to 2, sometimes even 3.
Yikers.
Depending.
A lot of sugar
and I'm
cream.
But if it was just, what was it? Just 2 a day or something, that's like over 600 empty calories and about $240 something a month.
Yeah, the sugar, man.
And ice caps.
Yeah.
That do nothing for you, really.
The sugar
I never got the caffeine from it either.
No.
I didn't feel anything
it's
other
more sugar
than
caffeine, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, when I started the running, I'm like, okay, that life is done. That's over. I'm not doing that anymore. That was the hardest thing. And I was telling Kyle, like hanging out and stuff, it just, like, when I go for drives, like, it's just like second nature to go grab one.
Go grab something.
So I was in the drive-thru. I remember the next day after I was running, and I'm like in the drive-thru, and I come up, and she's like, "Welcome to Orange." I'm like,
"Oh shit!"
And it just hit me. I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing
what
here?"
am I doing here? Yeah.
And I was like,
"Can I get a water?"
Ice, coffee, no sugar.
Ah.
And that's what I do if I go there now.
There you go.
And I actually love it.
Perfect.
It's even better.
That's good. Yeah.
Like, I crave just, and that's Tim Hortons too. Like, if you go anywhere else, they have better coffee. But here's something to know. I didn't know this. I found this out. My brother picked me up. We went for a drive. Whatever. He goes, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, yeah, I could go for like an iced coffee, like no sugar or something, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, cool. So he just went to McDonald's. They have really good coffee.
They
right?
do.
I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I got an iced coffee, no sugar, 1 cream.
Okay.
It felt and tasted
Like there was sugar in it.
Does their cream have any sweetness to it? I don't know, because it really just tasted like cream. I could tell if there was sugar in there, but it still tasted like sweeter. It was this different. Like I don't even know if I would have noticed if there was sugar in it or not.
Yeah.
It was very weird. I was curious. I'm like, do they have a different cream that would show up?
I know that like with, I don't know about McDonald's, but I know with Tim Hortons they have like what they call a base. So it's like a sugary, creamy mixture. It's not just cream. It's like they press a button and then out comes this cream and sugar mixture into the cup, and then they pour the coffee over it. So they don't have to add sugar, add creamer, stir it. It's all in this one generated liquid.
But if you ask for no sugar,
they'll just pour regular cream in it, or regular sugar, or regular milk. I mean, so like.
Yeah.
I don't know if McDonald's is the same way, like where they have a sweetener thing. Like you can see it too when you go inside. Like it's like this big box thing, and it's like there's like a little cup, a bigger cup, and then thing, and then they'll press it, and then like it'll just come out of this. I don't know.
I was just curious because
dispenser.
It was really good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm like, it's a little too good though.
Yeah.
This
is too good for me.
In this, but it's like I can't even really tell. You could tell it's not like shattering your teeth with sugar or anything.
Yeah.
Which I've also noticed too, now that I have been doing that. I'm like, man, like I'm having a tough time. Like this is so fucking sweet.
Yeah.
This is all I used to drink.
I know, totally.
You don't even need it. Like it's such an easy change, really.
Mine was like a slow step down. Like I started in college with like a double, and then I slowly went down. I was like double, and then I drank doubles forever, and then you could see that I was drinking doubles forever, and then I got to and then I got to like
see I was drinking iced coffee,
right, and then I got to like regular coffee, which is just like 1 milk, 1 cream, and now all I get is a coffee with milk. Like I don't do sugar anymore. Like with anything, I'll drink. If anything, I'll drink. I have these like iced coffees from Costco. I'll just pour it over ice and drink it black, or if I go to McDonald's or whatever, I'll just get coffee with milk or iced coffee black or whatever. Same thing with
Would you recommend just coffee with milk as opposed to milk with cream? Or I mean coffee with cream? The
only reason
I don't look that far into
the only reason I get milk is because I prefer it over cream. I think cream's thicker, and I don't know, the taste of cream I don't really enjoy. I know that there's more fat in cream than milk.
Okay, then
there's definitely more fat in cream than milk.
So I should just be getting
milk.
Then.
But I mean, 1 cream and sugar is not going to kill you. Like at that's not a big deal. Like it's not like you need to cut fat out completely, because there's still fat in milk as well, right? But for me, it's a taste thing, not a fat thing.
Yeah, no,
I just like milk and coffee.
I don't really care like the taste either way. You
could try it and see what you think, but it'll definitely be a stronger taste for sure. Because cream definitely,
I like the stronger taste.
Cream is definitely more. There's more flavor in cream than milk when you put it in coffee. So, anyway.
Yeah, my diet right now, it's very very boring and basic. I call it, but on purpose, and it's like I look forward to it though. To be honest, like you said, I'll just get up, I didn't today, but get up early, just have an apple, water, go for a run, come back. Maybe I'll have Cheerios or eggs or just something, and then that's what I do for dinner. I just have egg wraps.
Egg wraps.
That's it.
So
and fruit.
Tell me what this egg wrap consists of, and then we'll probably stop. Go ahead.
It's just egg, honestly.
But is it like literally egg in a wrap? Like literally, like scrambled egg in a wrap or something?
Yeah, and cheese. Oh, nice. I had cheese.
Oh, nice.
That's it. I keep it as basic
as possible.
I don't. Like I'm sure, like I mean, you could add like ham.
Oh, dude, you could do like
8 bajillion things.
You could do like some tomato and pepper. Ooh,
yeah,
some avocado maybe. Ooh, avocado would be nice. Avocado.
But I've just been keeping it as basic as possible.
Making like a breakfast burrito almost.
I can't screw it up, and I can't miss it, and it's cheap, and it's
Well, and ultimately it's better for you because you're making it. Like, you're not just buying it from, as you say, out of a drive-through. You're not buying it from McDonald's. You're not buying it from wherever you're going. You're making it at your house with shit that you bought, eggs, cheese, even if that's all it is. It's still good. Still better than what you would
and not
get
eating
out
after
of a
8
drive-through.
anymore either.
Yeah. Big thing.
Because I was doing that too.
Yeah.
I was eating late,
Yeah.
and then why can't I sleep?
Yeah, that fucks up with
Obviously.
your digestion and your metabolism actually when you eat at like after 9 o'clock at night. Apparently, that's what I've read.
Yeah. So it's good, and like the Leaf game starts at 8 too, so it's great.
Perfect.
So it's like I get the meal going, have it ready for 8,
Mm-hmm.
watch the Leaf game, eat the food, and then it's like I don't have to eat anymore after that. And
Perfect.
It's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
Have water or something.
Yeah.
If it's like, man, I'm get a craving. I think I've caved a few times and had Cheerios,
Yeah.
but I'm not like you gotta understand. Like I just be like, well, fuck, I'll just go get some cheeseburgers and like.
Yeah. I'm not so sure. Like, this is just
Why?
this is just a suggestion. And I'm not sure what your thought is on dried fruits, but like dried mangoes, there's multiple different kinds of dried fruit out there that are natural in sugar and actually like super good for you. So I just a thought, because that's what I snack on when I'm like into it.
I do like dried fruits.
I'll go like fruit and nut. I'll be like, almonds and then some dried fruit or stuff like that, rather than having to. Cereal's good too. Actually, I have cereal too. Fuck,
I fucking love cereal.
at night, it's so. Oh my god, I actually got back into cereal because of my wife. She has cereal like almost every night as a snack. Almost every night, not every night. So I dove in. I'm like, fuck. I was like, that sounds great.
Let's do it.
That sounds great. Like,
What's the cereal choice?
Last week was Fruit Loops. This week is Frosted Flakes. So not very good for you, obviously.
Yeah.
Loaded in sugar, but
I like honey nut Cheerios.
Honey nut Cheerios is so good.
It's like a nice
Apple cinnamon Cheerios are so good. Have you ever tried the multigrain Cheerios? Are actually
I've tried
good.
every cereal there is. I'm not kidding.
Cereal's
my
so
favorite.
good, dude.
Still my favorite. I'm trying to not even get a box and don't even have it in the house. I purged the house. I threw out a ton of shit. I'm like, I'm not even going to look at it anymore. But like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh God.
It's so good.
It's unreal.
But it's
so sugary. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, better not.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons makes cereal,
The Timbit cereal, I've seen it. Haven't tried it.
It is so sweet.
Oh, I bet.
It is good.
I bet.
But it's like, that's another one. It's like, I feel like this
It's like
is
eating
complete overkill.
Yeah. Oh my God.
French Toast Crunch or
Captain Crunch.
I love Vector cereal.
Vector's good, and it's actually like pretty decent for you.
It has every vitamin.
Yeah.
If you look at the side of the box,
it's expensive as fuck, but it's good. It's good for you though. But also,
and
honestly,
the granola clusters and stuff.
the one thing that I don't understand is why the fuck is cereal so expensive? Like, it's dried stuff. Like what? Like why is it so expensive with like the tiniest little box? Like I don't get that. That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know, and
anyway.
it is obnoxious.
Yeah.
It is obnoxious the prices.
Anywho, let's finish her off. Today was good. We talked about many a thing. So, thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.